Hello, my name is Kayla Torgerson, and today I would like to discuss and analyze Case 7-4 Harrison Industries. To start out, I'd like to give you an overview of the case, and it involves Donna Mason. She has just landed her dream job as a staff accountant for Harrison Industries. After working there a few months, she was asked by Cheryl Miles, her direct supervisor, to record a $5 million accrual for unpaid severance payments. When Donna questions it, Cheryl informs her that they will be closing a division of the company. The reason that Donna feels a little uneasy about this is because that division has been outperforming for the last 3 years, and there's no real need for it to be shut down. Also, the payroll expense on average for the past few years has been about $1 million, so this is a very large entry that she's being asked to make. After calling a trusted friend, Steve Hahn, who knew the company very well, asking for advice, she felt better because he vouched for the company, saying that the company has really high standards when it comes to ethics. So when she's being asked to make this entry, there is probably a justification for it. Even after this advice, she did still do some independent research and was still feeling a little uneasy. What are arguments that could be used to convince Donna to go along with future severance payments, and what is the motivation? Most likely the purpose of this entry is to reduce operating income through expensing. When they reduce their operating income, they'll in turn reduce their tax liability and their income tax expense for the year. I think one argument that could be made to try to convince her is to keep pursuing the idea of this appliance division and its reason that it needs to be shut down. What is at stake for the key parties? What are Donna's ethical obligations? Donna has an ethical responsibility to provide important and accurate information to all those who are involved. So that can be shareholders, the community, other people involved in the company. And it is important to do this so that they aren't misled when they are making decisions. She also needs to make sure she's following GAAP to assure that things are getting accrued that are allowed under the standards. What is Donna's most powerful and persuasive response to what she needs to address, and whom should the argument be made to? I think one thing that she can use to her benefit always is GAAP. She can easily research the topics and come up with an argument that is backed by the standards to help address and prove her point to those above her. She will need to gather as much information she can so that her argument is strong. It also will be beneficial to start out at Cheryl Miles, and if she's not getting any responses, to work up the chain of command, eventually going to Kelly Lang and Ken Harrison. What is Donna's most effective approach to giving voice to her values? This is really important, and it's one thing that she needs to stay strong at and don't fall into the peer pressure of these orders. She needs to keep asking questions until she receives answers or data backing up this idea of the division closing. If nothing is getting resolved, it's more important to protect yourself and your career. So if it continues, she would probably have the best option is to leave the situation, even though it is her dream job. I think this idea is really important as students, as we begin our recruiting and starting our careers, that even if it is your dream job, you shouldn't be falling into peer pressure and making these entries that may not be considered ethical just to stay there. It is important to take a stand so that everyone can improve and that your character never comes into question. Thank you.